Tragedy avoided, but the early morning commute massively affected in this part of Columbia County, the scene behind me earlier this morning. And with the way that we've had to adjust over the last year, there comes a bit of good-ish news. Physicians like Geisinger's Brodzinski and LVHN's Dr. Luther Rhodes say that there's more confidence in things like online doctor's visits. The first time, it's a written warning. The second time will cost you $75 in fines. The third time and every time after, that's $150. Reading through these court documents, it was administrators here at Valley View High School that got the ball rolling from that initial student tip to Friday's charges. 40 plus at the mercy of last night's fire, still being housed in a high school cafeteria, where a tree has gone down onto a car on Upper Mulberry Street. But here at more independent venues, well, there's going to need to be a lot more planning. What we do know is the casualties thus far. You have anything to say, Mr. Clark?
Yeah.
While public libraries are trying to serve entire communities, whether they're in-house or on the go, university libraries are also trying to keep up with digital trends. In Luzerne County, Kevin Hayes, Eyewitness News.
The roads are a mess. This winter was terrible. There's going to be a lot of work in the spring.
It's officially pothole season across the Keystone State. Dunmore DPW foreman Mike Judge says recent weather has done them no favors.
We're not even running the hot stuff yet. We're running a cold patch. Once we start running the hot patch and get them and patch them right, because this cold patch is nothing but a temporary fix.
Judge also says there's holes that are nearly 2 feet deep, even with work being done daily.
And it don't take long. Once you get a cold day and then it warms up, and the hole's full of water. Every time a car hits it, it gets bigger.
With plenty of potholes like this one, and deteriorating road conditions costing Pennsylvanians more than $600 in repairs on average a year, they're looking to everyone from DPW crews to PennDOT and local government for answers.
We could get to the bridges eventually. You could get to the subway systems. Fix the potholes, because it's an enormous economic impact on anybody that owns a car, leases a car, to get from point A to point B.
Mike Yakaki loves the talks on the municipal, state, and federal levels to get things done, but says nearby Oliphant Avenue in Scranton is a prime example of where priorities need to be.
We're talking about the idea of infrastructure. You start from the bottom and build up. You fix the potholes.
Back in Dunmore and across northeast Pennsylvania, crews have their work cut out for them.
Until we get caught up and everything, just they got to be patient and watch the holes. Everybody will get caught up, I hope.
In Dunmore, Kevin Hayes, 2822.
They're extra bad this year.
Eyewitness News.
It's not going to be nowhere near like 2011, but it could always turn out to be something else. Projections from the National Weather Service have come down from a forecasted high of 34 feet here in Wilkes-Barre. The Eyewitness Weather Team is forecasting minor to moderate flooding in most areas, while we may see levels close to major flood stage in the Diamond City. The water won't rise high enough to overwhelm the levee system. Still, crews from 40, Fort, Kingston, and Wilkes-Barre converged to build the barrier and close the iconic Market Street Bridge.
It's very important, because if things were to change, you don't have all that much time to assemble it. So now is the optimum time, ahead of the storm that already came, to get it done.
The site of the earliest cruise, a surprise for some.
When I saw the cranes, I was actually traveling to see my mom lives in Plymouth.
George Gavrish was thwarted from an early Christmas surprise, but he brought his son to check out the barrier being built up. It's personal for them, as Gavrish's son was born just months after the big flood in 2011.
I'm really surprised that the barrier's going up, because I heard 30, 32 feet. After the 11, I'm good till they say about 40.
Spectators popped in along the river to see the aluminum wall, many of them getting a sense of safety on Christmas Day.
You feel more comfortable with the local people that are in charge of making sure everyone is safe. They are taking the precautions.
If COVID-19 wasn't enough to deter travel for the holiday, those who've seen high river waters before say take it as a sign.
It's 2020.
Sit tight.
Stay home.
Now those water levels expected to hit about 30 feet or so, and that would make it a major flooding event, and that means there could be impact, especially in Wilkes-Barre, starting at the Luzerne County Courthouse and heading north. Have you guys heard a nasty rumor that Scranton isn't real?
Oh, on Twitter yesterday.
The Electric City is under attack. If it even exists, that is.
Well, I woke up yesterday to a text from my colleague who had seen it trending on Twitter, and I just knew that that was something we had to share.
A post resurfacing that depicted Scranton as the worst city in Pennsylvania. Insult to injury, the reaction.
People around the world didn't think they actually existed.
With an Access NEPA article making the rounds, we decided to go searching for this mythical place that was getting such a bad rap. What if I were to tell you Scranton isn't real?
I'm sitting here today, so I'd have to disagree with you. Yeah, I hope you get to the bottom of the mystery.
Like all cities, Scranton has its ups and downs, but the people here aren't buying what the Twitter trend is selling.
They need to recognize that Scranton is actually a place we're thriving, and despite all the chaos that's going on right now, we're doing good. We're surviving, we're pushing forward.
Despite the trolls on the web, everyone we've talked to sees the good in the seat of Lackawanna County.
I mean, some parts of it you're definitely like, oh man, that's unreal, that shouldn't be real. Yeah. And I think that the people here are really resilient and positive.
We went as far as the top to make sure beyond a shadow of a doubt that we had a real city on our hands. It was time to talk to the mayor.
So that not only are we here, but we're actually a really cool place to be. We're a great place to raise a family.
So despite what you may hear or see floating around on the web, it would seem that Scranton is not the worst. But is it real?
I know people from Scranton love their city and they will defend it.
They call it Scranton. What? The Electric City.
Defending Scranton is a hill I'm willing to die on. It's pretty real.
Yeah.
Now there you have it, the home of Dunder Mifflin and thousands of proud Scrantonians. Also so much more. Live in what? The Electric City tonight. Kevin Hayes, Eyewitness News.
I'm a housekeeper.
Laundry aide.
Facilities manager.
The lead cook.
Dining services supervisor, and I'm also patient service manager.
It takes a village to keep medical facilities running in a time when they're hardest hit. The job of housekeeping taken to another level.
Germs have always been here. This is just more precautious, more don't take any kind of chances.
Those in charge of daily tasks like changing sheets and gowns for staff have their work multiplying.
Anywhere from 8 to 10 packs of isolation gowns delivered a day. Now I am up to 100 packs plus.
It may be easy to forget the maintenance needs of these buildings as patients and staff come and go at record numbers.
We're coming into an environment that could be potentially more unsafe because of the COVID concerns. We all come in every day and perform our job and do the best we can.
Hospital kitchens working through tough times, part of the healing process for patients and fuel for staff, no matter what they're up against.
Colleagues and stuff, when it does get that way, when we're short-staffed, we kind of lean on each other and help each other out and get the work done.
There are many times that they could say, I give up, it's too much, but they're here every single day.
Keeping the lights on in our darkest hours, being there for each other and those afflicted as we find ourselves isolated.
Family comes first for everybody, whether it's a personal life, whether it's your work family, or whether it's the patients.
And talking with so many of the support staff here at Lehigh Valley Schuylkill, they tell me that they regularly exchange thank yous with the medical staff because one without the other, well, we'd be in a much darker place and not looking forward to the end of a pandemic. In Pottsville, Kevin Hayes, Eyewitness News.